There's this real identity crisis. It's like, who is she?
Yeah.
She didn't want the kids to be on display in the royal family, which I think a lot of parents understand to a point. But then she's launched the Instagram and she's using the kids, which again is her prerogative, but it just kind of falls out of step with what she said previously. And then, you know, there's her monogram with the crown on it, but then she's kind of an influencer, which she has the right to earn money, but it just looks a bit jarring going, you know, having the royal stamp on it. So, I just see it all as a bit of an identity crisis. I think that's at the core of the issue.
After the Queen died, she named her son Prince Archie and Princess Elizabeth. I mean, she got that title for those children. I don't know. She's in a strange world really, because she's using that title because it's not from a great acting career. She's known. It's for marrying into the royal family, and she's using that. But you know what? You know, the videos they made, they got millions for that. The book, you know, I mean, they're just, I suppose, looking for more and more ways to make lots of money.
Well, that has been branded tacky, the fact that you're just looking at ways to make money and putting pictures of your children on Instagram.
It's probably tacky here, but in America, it's not probably the same. I mean, in America, it's all money-driven, everything. But here, it's, you know, we probably think it's a bit tacky and probably don't think it's the right thing to do, but in America, maybe, you know, I mean, if Gwyneth Paltrow is doing it, Meghan's doing it, and they do well, probably get some other film star come along and do something similar. But, you know, I'm not a big fan of Meghan's, but, you know, she's getting off and backside and doing something with her life. You know, she's trying to make a go of things. You know, and whether it succeeds or not, she's had a go. Now I saw that. I said last time I was on the show that, you know, I watched the first one of that series about the cooking, and it was boring. And for me, it was very boring. But for some people, it might have been really interesting. They couldn't wait for the next one and the next one. And probably in America, we're not looking at it through their eyes. You know, that's probably, they think that's a good thing. You know, she's out there, she's working hard and making money. What I worry is, where's Harry in all this? You know, we don't see him doing anything. He's not involved in any of it. You know, he just seems to be wandering around, probably feeding his chickens. I don't know what he's doing all day long, but you know, she seems to be beavering away, and for any, you know, I mean, as I say, I'm not a fan of hers, but you know, at least she's doing something with her life.
Well, is this a really good point? I mean, this moves on to the next issue.
I agree completely, by the way. Yeah.
The next issue is her podcast, and if we're going to give her credit, and I think it's only fair sometimes, you know, to just not attack, but if you do something that we think you deserve credit, of course we talk about it. So, is it the case that this Confessions of a Female Founder is her podcast? It's talking about entrepreneurs, it's trying to elevate women, it's talking about, I think they called it Girls Talk, and talking about advice that turns small ideas into billion-dollar businesses. So we talked about her being a social media influencer. Is she now, with this podcast, an entrepreneur? And is that something that we should give her credit for as like a working mum, for instance?
Well, I certainly will listen to it. I mean, you know, I listen to a lot of podcasts. I listened to one this morning on the radio about James Dyson and the success he had with his life and how he struggled for years before he became successful. And so, you know, there's thousands of podcasts on there every day. So she'll just join another list of people doing it. But, you know, she may have something interesting to say. And some of the people she brings along might be even more interesting. I've just seen how many people turn up. You know, I don't know how many of her so-called friends she invited to the wedding are still her friends. You don't see them much with her. But we'll just have to wait and see. I think, you know, she's going to do it, and there's nothing we can do about it except we can listen to it and say whether we like it or not. We just have to see.
Bronte, is the wife of Prince Harry setting up a podcast? Is she the entrepreneurial icon?
I think she would like to be from this point forward. It remains to be seen when we listen to it, how that goes. But I do think she's in a bit of a no man's land. People don't like to see laziness. People don't like to see, you know, someone using their connections and coasting along. And in that regard, the fact that she's out there and working, and exactly like you said, working hard at building something. Some people like it, some people don't. But at the end of the day, she has to earn a living, and she is trying. So even though I found her show boring myself, at least she made it. And at least she's doing a podcast now. And really, like, isn't that what we've asked for? People say they just want them to go away, but the reality is that they have to earn an income. So, you know, if you don't like it, you don't have to listen to it. I'll certainly give it a go. I don't think it's going to reinvent the wheel. It didn't really excite me too much, but maybe it will. Maybe she'll showcase a bit more personality, and we'll find out.
She certainly And she's certainly good at, when she presents things, and she does it beautifully, and she's good at it. I mean, we'll see what the podcast is. But the podcast will be, it's all about content. Just see if she's got much content, or get some famous people in, the tennis player, Serena Williams, and some of the other people, the Clooneys, maybe they might come, who knows? And it just might be just great, but we'll see. We've got to give it a chance. Give it a go.
Do we want to do any predictions for this? I mean, I think we all got a little bit tired and bored
Well, I feel like we're talking about it, really, Matt.
Yeah.
Anything else to talk about?
With this, specifically on this podcast, I mean, what do you think, Bronte? Do you think it will be a success? Do you think it will... Is it just there to boost her fame and to boost, put her all over the newspapers and in the press because they're undoubtedly going to write about it? Or is this, going to be a success rate?
It ties in with the other things that she's doing, so I understand it from that perspective. Maybe it will be empowering and it will appeal to the audience that it needs to. What I really hope from it, but I don't know that we're going to see it, is the issue that was with Love Meghan for me, which was she's being so careful and polished at all times. You're not seeing a person that you can really connect with, and that's what she needs to do if you're creating content that is based around yourself and your personality. You need to showcase it. So hopefully that happens here, but from the teaser, I'm not sure, but maybe, hopefully.
Well, Arthur wants to move on, and I think he speaks for a lot of people. All right, we never can fully move on from Meghan because she keeps giving and giving and giving. But let's move on to some of the...
Taking and taking.
Let's move on to some of the working royals. Look, last week, William went to Estonia. I didn't go. I was in Northern Ireland, so we can talk about that in a minute with the King and Queen. But the thing that really marked this trip out, this trip that William did to Estonia, more than anything, more than riding in the tanks, was the footage of him having selfies with locals. I'm told from people who were there that this is Estonia, and I never knew that Estonia was such a hotbed of fandom for the royal family, but a lot of people came out for William. He was taking a lot of selfies. These scenes are normally reserved for the Princess of Wales. What do we make of that?
Well, I saw those pictures and I thought, he's very engaging with him when he goes on these things. He gets very involved with the public. And, I think he was asked several times for autographs, so they don't give autographs. But what he says, I can do a picture with you, and of course, people getting a selfie with a prince, and a future king, is pretty impressive. And I'm glad he did it. And, besides that, that stuff in the tank and the next day was superb stuff, and it's, of course, they share a border with Russia there, and I think it's the more British soldiers out there than any other place in the world, so they're all out there training. So there's a kind of serious side to that visit as well, which is, letting everybody know that, we are there trying, part of the NATO force, to protect Estonia. Estonia is obviously concerned about the big bad boy next door, and William went there, and it was just all the timing that the Prime Minister has been, beating up the drum to get Europe to rearm, and I just thought it was great stuff, and the fact is he did the fun day with the people, but the next day it was really serious stuff,